Hi, welcome to yoga. I'm Joanne. Thank you for practicing with me today. We're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to come to our backs to start today. And so we're going to, you can use your blanket if you need, like under your head or wherever you need some support. So you can find a neutral position for your spine. So I'm going to come to my back. So I'm going to have my feet about a hip width apart, feet flat on the floor, and I'm going to come down. And then if your neck is real tighter and the shoulders are real tight and it's hard to lay with your head straight, you'll use the blanket under your head if you need it. I'm going to let my head come to the floor because I can. And then I want you to kind of just shift around and find a nice position, comfortable position for your back. And we're trying to just have everything nice and neutral. So you're going to place your right hand on your lower abdomen and your left hand on your left rib cage. And then just let the eyes gently close. You might let your lips separate to make sure your jaw is relaxed. Excuse me. And then you're just going to kind of settle in here. So as we start our practice, I always like to invite folks to set an intention or dedication. So you can choose one thing to focus on and repeat it to yourself 3 times. And that repetition of 3 helps to get that into our subconscious mind for the rest of our practice and hopefully the rest of our day as well. You can also, like I said, dedicate the practice if you want to send it out to the world at large or community or group of people. Maybe there's one person you have in mind. So whatever you'd like to do for your practice today. Once you've set your intention or dedication, you're just going to begin to bring some awareness to your breathing. And again, you might have the eyes gently closed. You want to soften the brow and the face. See if you're holding, like I just realized I had a little tension in my shoulder, so I just actively tried to let that go with my hands resting gently on my body. And then I'm going to bring awareness into my breath. So as we do in our practice, we want to bring the breath into the lower belly first. So as we breathe in, we expand the lower belly. And then we feel that rib cage move out to the side body. So we breathe 3-dimensionally, expanding our diaphragm as well. And bringing the breath all the way to the tops of the lungs, bringing this collarbone up a little bit. So we move the breath like a wave. On the inhale, on the exhale, we reverse the wave. So everything comes back down and in. I gently squeeze the navel toward the spine at the bottom of my exhale. And that should automatically reinflate the belly for your inhale. So the key to this breathing is to try not to think too much about it, but let your hands sort of follow along with the breath as it moves through the body. And with each inhalation, we just want to feel a sense of expansion in space. And with each exhalation, just think about letting go of any tension, softening around that space that you just created. And if you feel like you're holding a little more extra tension or stress in the body, you can use the exhale and sigh out through the mouth to create a little more sense of relaxing and dropping into your body. So I'll demonstrate. Just letting it go. I still have a little residual congestion from my COVID experience, so pardon the congestion. Letting all things go that we don't need. Continue with the deep yogic breathing. And as you're moving the breath through the body, just check in with the body. See if there's anywhere you might be able to release a little bit more tension. Just let the mat and the earth take it away. You can, if you don't want to have your hands here, if that's causing any tension, you can just rest them down or palms up and let them go. You might wiggle the shoulders away from the ears to make sure that there's no tension there. So we'll take a couple more breaths in our active rest position. So just a few more breaths here. Let's let the arms float out a little further to the side body. So bringing them maybe to a T or kind of a soft T on the floor. Palms up or down. Walk your feet out a little further just to relax your legs a little bit more. Just begin to windshield wiper your legs gently side to side. And as always, if anything in the practice is uncomfortable or doesn't feel right for your body, if anything causes a pain or discomfort, don't do it. So you need to listen to your body. Keep breathing as you move the legs gently side to side, just letting go of tension. We're kind of floppy here. We're not doing anything intentional. We're just letting go. Great. We'll bring the legs back up to center. You might walk the feet in a little bit and then draw your knees into your chest. Hold on to your shins. Give yourself a little hug and gently rock side to side. Whatever feels good here. Massaging the low back. Let's come to center. Just make some circles with your knees so we can get a little more into our sacrum and tailbone area. Making some more circles on the back. Let's reverse those, go in the opposite direction. Great. And then bring the hands behind the thighs, let the feet relax. Again, relax your shoulders. Neck is nice and loose. And then you're gonna just make some circles with the big toes. Make circles with your ankles. Go in both directions. Just warming up the feet and the ankles, feeling this in the shins a little bit, and the calves. And then just kind of shake the feet, let them be floppy. Shake the feet out, one leg at a time. Discharging any energy or tension in the lower legs. And then we're going to just begin to rock forward and back. Now, if this doesn't agree with you in any way, don't do it. So we're going to try to kind of round, bring the nose to the knee, lift your feet, and then rock gently. So we're nice and smooth. We're not feeling stiff in the back. Just warming up the spine with a little massage here. And again, this won't be appropriate for everyone, especially if you have any disc herniations or issues like that. You'll just skip this and you can continue to just shake out a little bit, whatever feels good. So permission to not do everything we do in the practice. So we're just gonna gently roll up now to a seat. I'm gonna get a blanket to sit up on to elevate my hips. So I encourage you to do that. You can even start in a chair. So sitting up nice and tall, we want to ground through our sitting bones. Feel that stable tripod and base at the bottom of our spine. You might lift the flesh from your sitting bones to feel that connection. And then we want to lift through the core a little bit, soften the shoulders. So you might tag some weight into the elbows, allow the hands to relax, palms down or up, or one of each, whatever feels good for you today. Might be different every day. So just gently turn the head a little side to side. And then we're gonna ensure that our posture is nice and tall. Retract the chin so your head is aligned right over the spine. My shoulders are over my hips. And I'm lifting here. So there's effort in my posture, but it's not difficult. It's called easy pose. So we want it to feel easy. And if it doesn't feel easy, sit up on a chair and ground your feet on the floor. Or elevate your hips a little higher so that it does feel comfortable. So we're going to take a deep breath in and let the eyes gently close. Exhale through the nose. Softening the shoulders. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. Let's bring the hands into the face and just give ourselves a little massage through the jaw. Just might open the mouth wide. Just gently massage the muscles around the face and the jaw. Great. And then let's take our thumbs to the insides of our eyebrow, right where the eyebrow begins. And just give yourself, you can kind of lean your head forward just a little bit and just kind of smooth out the brow. So you're going to take your fingers to the inside and then just gently rub out and away. Follow the contour of your eyebrow. Keep breathing. Just caught myself holding my breath, so keep breathing. And just gently moving any stress out from the brow. To hold a lot in the face. Oh, ant. Got a little ant issue in my living room. Okay, so if that feels comfortable, come back to your comfortable seat. Lift the shoulders up and down the back. Settling in, take a deep breath in here. As you feel yourself grow tall, expand the lungs. And as you exhale, bow your chin to your chest. Take a moment to find a little gratitude for practicing here today. Coming to your mat, taking care of yourself. And then we'll just begin to gently rock ear to shoulder, one side at a time. Keep the breath moving as you take your gentle stretches side to side. Great, let's inhale, come to the first side or whichever side you want to start on. Lift the shoulders, drop them, ears over my shoulder. And I'm going to take my opposite arm out to the side, reach out nice and long, let the fingertips touch the floor. And then we're rotating from the nose. I'm not lifting and extending and flexing, I'm rotating. So with the arm extended, making this nice and open, sit up tall, gaze over your bottom shoulder, rotate the nose and look up to the opposite corner where your arm is extended. So if this is confusing, watch me maybe face the same direction and begin to rotate. Hopefully everyone knows this. If you've been at all watching my classes, I do this a lot. So inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Should be nice and smooth. You can play with the angle. Should feel like a great release on this whole side, front and back. Breathe in. Breathing into our stretches is really what helps things open up. So we want to make sure we're breathing fully and deeply, oxygenating our tissues. One more time. Great. Bring your nose back toward the screen. Drop the chin. Take that hand in. We'll go to the other side. Opening up. Settle the shoulders. Lift through the core. Extend the other arm out. Fingers touch. You could use a block here or a prop if it's uncomfortable to reach the floor. You want to just lengthen that arm. Good. And then begin to rotate. Exhale down and inhale up. Hold deep breaths. Playing with the angle to find the optimal release for your neck. Great, one more time. Let's do one more up and down. We'll bring the nose to the screen, drop the chin, take that arm in, lift the head upright. Open the chest and shoulders. Nice work. We're gonna send the arms out, flip the palms up. Inhale as you gather some energy, deep breath in. Grow tall, keep your shoulders relaxed. We're gonna connect the palms at the top and press them to the sky. Soften your shoulders, pull your pinkies back. See if you can ground your shoulders without arching in your back. So keep your ribs contained, don't open them up. Soften the shoulders. Good, and then take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, you're gonna flip the palms to face you. Pull the hands toward the screen, drop your chin to your chest and pull your shoulder blades back into the back of the room. So pull apart here. Inhale will take you back upright. Open the chest and the shoulders without arching in the low back. Good, and round, pull apart here. Inhale and exhale. So let your breath guide the movement. Inhale. And as you exhale around, you can kind of roll through your sitting bones a little bit. Couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale round. Let's inhale, come up. Soften the shoulders. From here, we're going to break the hands apart and take a nice, easy twist. So bring one hand forward, one hand back. Bring the hand across the thigh, lift up, look over your back shoulder. Deep breath here. Into your belly. Stay nice and tall in your twist. Take one more breath. Slowly release the arms back to center. Inhale, sweep it up. And we're just going to twist the other way. Exhale, twist. And across the thigh if you want. Lift up tall, look back. Deep belly breath in your twist. Great, releasing back to center. Let's inhale, sweep it up again, reach up. Then exhale, pull the hands behind you, open your chest. Excellent. Shrug your shoulders here, squeeze them up and down the back. Twice more, inhale up. Squeeze, exhale down. Last time. Excellent. Good. And then we're gonna come into tabletop. So come onto your hands and knees. I'm gonna use my blanket as a little cushion for my knees. And I'm gonna bring my hands under my shoulders, spread my fingers out nice and wide, push the mat away from me. Knees are under my hips, and I'm lifting a little bit into my core. Neck is long. Tap your feet out a little bit. If this is too much for your wrists, you're welcome to use fists here as well. That feels better. If you have any pain. Again, we're not working in pain. So we'll take a couple cat-cows from here. Inhale, drop the belly, send the tail and crown far and away. As you breathe in, as you exhale, you're going to round and press the spine up, drop the chin and the tailbone. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. If your hands are flat on the floor, make sure you're adding a little into your fingers as well, so you're not just holding everything in the wrists. So we're engaging our fingers in a comfortable way. So not gripping, but just activating. Good. One more time. Up, down, back to a neutral spine. We're going to thread the needle. So I'm going to inhale and sweep one arm up to the sky. Reach open. Open the chest. Exhale, thread the needle. Come all the way down to your ear and your cheek. You can stay here if you want to just melt into this pose with the breath, or you can move. Inhale, open, and exhale, release. Make sure that when you come down, you are in fact releasing. Let's do one or two more. Inhale up, exhale down. And one more time up, and release. Unwinding if you're staying in that pose. Back to our tabletop position. We'll take the other side. Inhale, sweep. See if you can make your motion nice and smooth. Exhale, release. Inhaling. You might stay static. Exhale down. Always breathing no matter what you're doing. But that's not exactly static, is it? Always releasing and moving the breath through the body. One more time. Up and down. Great. Come back to all fours. Good. So from here, we're going to walk our arms out in front of us and bow down, puppy dog pose. So release the chest toward the floor, keeping my hips over my knees. And just relax here. You might want to bring a block to your forehead. If that's too much of an opening. If you're okay, you don't need a prop, but use a prop if you need one. We're going to take a couple breaths here in puppy dog pose. Great. Slowly walk your hands back under your shoulders. And we're going to sit back. So maybe bring your big toes together in child's pose now. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Bow the forehead toward the floor or a block. You could also place a blanket under your legs if this is too much to sit back. You're welcome to use a prop there as well. Good. Let's inhale back to all fours. Good. From here, we're going to tuck our toes under. We're going to come up slowly to our first downward dog. You're just going to peel your hips up and back. Relax the head between the arms. Pedal your feet out. Walk your dog. Great. Keep pedaling the feet and breathing. Relaxing the head. My hips are lifting up and back. Notice that I'm not here, but I'm here. So see if you can come to that position if it's comfortable. And if it's not, you can always stay down and adjust so it is comfortable for you. So from here, I'm gonna shift my shoulders a little forward and walk myself up to the front of the mat. Coming into standing forward bend, I'm gonna measure about 2 fists between the feet. Bend your knees here as much as you need so your hands reach the floor, and then tuck your forehead to your shins. Just note where you are, and then shift around a little bit on the feet. Lift and fan your toes. Feel a nice firm foundation in the feet here. Let's let the arms dangle in front of us. Shake your head a little yes and no. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out through the mouth. We're just gonna let go of any tension here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let it out. Let's do that again. Inhale and sigh it out. One more time. Great. So my upper body is completely loose and flaccid. I'm going to roll up from my tailbone. I'm going to tuck my tailbone, ground my feet. Let the upper body stay passive as you roll up slowly. Coming all the way to the top of your mat. Shrug your shoulders at the top, open your chest. Good. And then I'm going to come to the front, to the center of my mat. We're just going to do a little bit of floppy yoga just to let go of any more tension we might be holding. So we're just going to kind of swing the arms. We're going to let go. And this is real floppy. There's no particular way to do this except to just release. So my feet are nice and grounded. And I'm just swaying my arms. Now you might make fists and tap the back, what we call the kitty gait, the life gait. So the gait of vitality. So you can use your fists to kind of stimulate that area in the back body, if that feels good. It's great for stress. Our adrenal glands sit right on top of our kidneys, and they release cortisol as a stress response. So it's nice to bring some love and just energy to that area to bring it into balance. So just a little tapping if that's good for you. We're going to slow that down. So let the arms kind of slow their pace. Great. Good. And then we're going to come back to the front of the mat into our mountain pose, nice and tall. Shifting the weight around on the feet, find that nice even stance. We're going to tuck our tailbone just a little bit so that our spine, our pelvis is nice and neutral. Heavy suitcases in the hands. Elevate the crown of the head toward the sky as the shoulders move away from the ears. Take a deep breath here. Make sure your knees are not locked, nice and soft. We're going to take the arms behind us, open the chest, inhale deeply. Gathering some energy, exhale, swan dive, soften the knees, hinge at your hip, and fold back down forward then. Bending those knees as much as you need. Have the hands resting on the floor. We're going to inhale into a flat back pose. Lengthen your spine parallel to the mat. I like to draw my elbows back and find that length looking down. Exhale, fold again. Planting those hands next to your feet. We're going to take a giant step back with one leg. Drop your back knee and uncurl the toes. And then we're going to find that scissoring toward the midline. Make sure your knee's above your heel, and we're going to lift. Keep that pelvis neutral, add the arms, breathe in. Find your balance first. Soften the shoulders. You might open the heart a little bit toward the sky, but I want you to keep your pelvis neutral, feeling a stretch here. You can move this leg forward or back depending on how tight you are. Feeling the breath deep in that stretch, just a little bit. Slowly lower the hands to frame the front foot. You're going to tuck your back toes under, lift your knee. Take your hips up and we'll step back to our downward dog again. Slowly float yourself into a plank position. Align the shoulders over the wrists. Energy comes through the heels as we're nice and strong in our core here. Looking down, breathe in. Exhale, we'll drop the knees right where they are. Plant your chest between the hands. Engage your core as you lower down. Slide the legs out underneath. Roll your shoulders back as you inhale for a low cobra. Glue your feet to the floor. Great, release the chin and chest. Tuck your toes. Slowly lift up to all fours and to downward dog. So be mindful of how you're transitioning in the pose. And then from your downward dog, just walk yourself all the way back up to forward bend. You could step up if you want, or take a stroll, whatever works best for you. We're gonna roll it up, tuck your tailbone, arms dangle, slowly come back up to the top of the mat, open the chest, mountain pose, neutral pelvis, heavy suitcases. Great, reach back, inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive, hinge, soften knees, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, open the chest. Exhale, bow. Hands planted, take a giant step back with the other leg. So switching sides, adjusting as you need. This is a constant. Scissor the legs, lift up. When you're ready, add the arms, make sure your pelvis is neutral. Maybe open the chest. Connecting to your breath, feeling that nice stretch in that hip flexor. Breathe in. Good, exhale, float the hands down to frame your foot. You're gonna tuck your back toes under, lifting the knee, we're just gonna step forward. Come back to forward fold. Great, roll yourself up, inhale. Shrug your shoulders to open your chest. Coming back to mountain pose. Great, inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow. Great, giant sit back with that first side again, first leg, and then I'm gonna move my little blanket off to the side. So from here, I'm gonna step my back foot up a little and plant it on an angle, and then I'm gonna come up for my warrior one stance. So I'm gonna try to aim my hips toward the mat. That's why I've got my back foot angled forward. Find that neutral pelvis. Turning toward the front of the mat, add the arms. And then maybe sink the leg, but make sure this back leg is nice and grounded. My foot is on the floor. And my front knee is still above my heel, so it's not moving past my heel and I'm not here, but I'm here. So nice and neutral in the pelvis. Connecting to your warrior one, soften your shoulders. Deep breath. I want you to find this back leg. Think about kind of spiraling the muscle around the bone internally while anchoring the back heel as well. So feel how that maybe changes the sensation of the body if you focus on that. Just a subtle adjustment. Great. And then we're going to straighten through the front leg and open the arms out. So now we're kind of turning to face the long edge of our mat. My feet are the same. My hips have just turned and opened up. Nice and tall through the spine. Gaze to this front hand. And then bump your hips to the back of the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale as you reach, reach, reach until you can't reach without shifting those hips out. So keep the hips in alignment and reach. And then just let the hand fall to the front leg or a block or a prop or a chair, whatever you need. Open your chest. Top arm could come down if you need. You want to spiral the heart open though, so make sure you're not collapsing in the pose. We're trying to open the chest. Feet are nice and grounded. Connecting to your breath. Let's take one more breath here. You should feel this whole side body really working to hold your posture. Great. Take the top arm if it's up in a big circle behind you. We're going to rotate our torso over the front leg. Soften that knee and frame the foot with the hands. Send your back leg back. Lift the hips, step it back, downward dog. Great, we're gonna float into plank pose. Drop your knees, chest and chin. Slide into your cobra. Feet are down. Neck is long and loose. Good release. Tuck your toes, make your way to downward dog. A nice transition. And then again, make your way to the front of your mat, back to mountain pose. You can stroll or step or even hop if that's in your practice. Hold. Roll yourself up. Mountain pose, open the chest. Great, inhale, lift. Softening those knees, exhale, hinge at the hip. Swan dive, forward fold. Flat back, lengthen the spine. As you breathe in, exhale as you fold again. You might notice the legs are able to open a little more. So just see where you are. No rush to get anywhere. Hands will plant. We're going to take a giant step back with the other leg. So switching sides, I'm going to turn around. Switching sides, step that foot up and on an angle, 60 degrees or so. Heel to arch or heel to heel alignment, coming up for warrior one stance again. Hips sort of facing that side of the mat. So we've got our foot turned in. Neutral in the pelvis. Long straight back leg, inhale, arms rise. Soften the shoulders. Maybe that leg sinks a little bit. Think about, again, spiraling that leg inward. Keeping that outer edge of the back foot connected to the earth. Beautiful. Slowly straighten the front leg and open the arms out wide, turning the hips to the long edge of the mat. Gaze to the front, hands send the hips to the back. Breathe in. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. And then just tip the torso, open the chest. Arm is optional. And then we're not leaning here on the leg. We're lifting through the pose of the arm and the side of the body. Again, spiraling the chest open, connecting to your breath. One more breath. Top arm will come in a big circle behind you as you turn your torso to frame the front foot. Bend that knee. Lower the hands, lift the heel, and just step forward, meeting in forward fold. Good, roll it up. All the way to the top of the mat. Open your chest. Back to your mountain pose. Excellent. Let's come to the center of the mat again. We're going to do a balance pose next. So we're going to do the tree today. And again, I want you to find your mountain pose and make sure you never lock your joints. So we never want to hyperextend the knee or anything like that. So there's a little softness, micro bend, even though it looks like my legs are straight, I'm not locking, I'm a little soft. So hopefully you feel that difference. And then you're going to fix your gaze anywhere on the floor that's not going to move. So a notch in your tile or carpet. You're going to shift your weight or wood, whatever you're looking at on the floor. Shift your weight to one side. Again, feeling that sense of lift in mountain pose, finding stability on your foot, nice and even weight on the foot. And when you're ready, you're going to take the other foot to the ankle with the big toe down to the calf or the thigh. Don't use your knee. You could also stand near a wall if you need a little more stability. We're going to find our balance by pressing the leg and the foot into the midline. Bring the hands to the heart. And then raise your arms up wherever you'd like them to be. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. And we're breathing. And you might wobble a little, that's fine. You might fall out, that's fine. Just keep trying to balance. Just practicing. So good. Every day is different, so don't stress about it if you're having an off-balance day. See if we can stay for one more breath. Beautiful. Slowly lower the hands to the heart and release the foot from the leg. And then just shake out a little bit. Then we'll try the other side. So we'll shift the weight again to the other foot. Once you fix your gaze and feel steady, continue to breathe, placing the foot on the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. Finding that activation toward the midline of leg and foot together, hands to heart. Lifting tall, extend your branches, your arms, wherever you want to be. Soften those shoulders and continue to breathe. Nice and deep, nice and smooth. See if you can soften any rough edges. More breaths. You might notice one side feels a little more wobbly than the other. And that's okay. And you might fall out of your tree. Slowly lower hands to heart and release down. Shake it out. Good, nice deep breath in and out. And then we're going to come to the front of the mat. We're going to come down through a squat. So I'm going to have you, maybe I should face you. So use your prop if you need. If squatting is difficult, I encourage you to, you can make a little cushion for your heels with your blanket. So you're going to take your feet out comfortable distance and the feet kind of, again, angle out to the sides. I'm going to bring my heels to my blanket and then reach my arms out, soften the shoulders, breathe in. And then I'm going to bend my knees and just lower my hips. So I'm going to try to keep my torso tall as I lower into my squat. And then you might need to adjust the feet. Hands come to the chest, thumbs to sternum. And then I'm pressing my hands together gently. I'm using my legs to pull the elbows in, and then I'm pressing back out with my arms at the same time. So I'm creating that dynamic energy. And that's going to bring a little more length into my spine. I'm going to retract my chin just a little, looking, gaze toward the floor. And this should be comfortable. If you need a block under your hips, you could use that to sit on, just to try to feel the posture out a little bit without fully coming into it if this is hard for you. And you can skip it if it doesn't work. So we're just going to take a couple moments to connect with the breath here. Take one more cycle of breath. Great. Release the hands in front of you. Maybe bring your heels off the mat. Good. And then we're going to come down to a seat. So you could use your block here if you want. And you might need a strap here as well. So I'm gonna grab my leg, my foot, and I'm gonna cradle it like a baby. So I've got my foot in the crook of my elbow. And if this is too much or doesn't work for you, you can use a towel and hold your leg anywhere you want. You can just hold the leg out here. So we're just gonna try to like move the femur bone in its socket just to open the hip a little bit. So if this works, great. And if it doesn't, don't worry about it. I don't want you to sickle your ankle and pull on that outside tendon too much. I want you to keep your foot flexed to protect and keep the ankle nice and sturdy. You can do this or not, whatever is comfortable. You're just gonna rock around. So whatever works to hold the leg. Again, the goal here is just to move the hip and the joint and not hurt our ankle or our knee. So adjust how you need. We're just kind of rocking the baby. I'm also trying to keep my spine tall and my chest open so the energy is flowing well. I don't want to be rounded or contorted if I can help it. Breathing. Great, and then from here, we're gonna do a little massage for our hip. So you're gonna go ahead and release one arm behind you, same arm as the leg that's in the air. You're gonna kind of release that behind you. You can move this other foot wherever you want. We're just gonna roll on that hip. So this is a little massage. And you can do whatever feels good, like the out, doesn't really matter. You can roll onto your elbow here, releasing back. Just getting into that deep hip muscle, piriformis and glutes, giving them a nice massage. Should feel good. And don't worry about form so much as long as it's comfortable and you're not struggling. Good, and then slowly release that leg out. Let's send it out. Just give it a nice shake. And then we'll do the other leg. So again, crook the elbow, flex the foot, hold it like a baby, or use a towel, one hand, both hands, you can be here. We're just trying to find a little loosening and opening into that hip. Stay nice and tall, keep the breath nice and deep and fluid. Good, and then we'll take it into our massage. So I'm gonna bring my hand behind me and extend my other leg and just move around. Keep breathing. Great. And then slowly release that leg. Lean back, give your legs a little shake. Shake out any stress or energy that you don't need, let it go. Great. And then we're gonna come to the back. So I'm gonna extend my legs and come all the way to the floor. So however you wanna come down, lead on the back. Then we're gonna bend both knees to place the feet on the floor. We're gonna draw one knee into the chest, give it a little squeeze. Extend your other leg straight out on the mat. Maybe rotate the ankle if you want. Breathe in deep. And then as you're ready, on the exhale, we're gonna twist. So we're gonna take this bent leg across our body to the other side. And then you're gonna reach that same arm as the bent leg out to the side, and maybe you gaze to that open hand. See if you can soften your shoulder. See if you can pull the top hip toward the front of your mat, creating length and space through the side body. As you twist, we're gonna breathe into the belly nice and deep. Should be comfortable. Should not have any pain or discomfort. If you do, don't do it. Nice deep breath. One more. Nice and slowly bring the knee back to center. We're going to squeeze it in one more time toward the chest, a little tighter. Get a little more release in the low back. Good, and then send that leg out to the floor. As you draw the other leg in, squeeze it in. You might rotate the toe or the ankle. Make sure you're relaxed on the mat. Drawing that knee in. Gently pull it across your body as the other arm extends, gazing in that direction if you like. Again, top hip pulls to the front, creating space away from the armpit. And then we breathe nice and deep into our belly. We're also thinking about softening the extended arm shoulder toward the floor. Relax that shoulder blade. Take one more breath. Nice and slowly bring it back to center. Squeeze the knee into the chest a little bit more. And get a little more release in the low back. Good, and release the leg to the floor. So we're going to bend our knees and place our feet on the floor again like we did at the beginning of the practice in active rest. So feet are parallel, comfortable distance from the hips, heels. Make sure the neck is neutral on the floor. Shoulders move away from the ears. And then we're going to clasp the hands behind our head. So you're going to bring your thumbs into the base of the skull and the neck and just give yourself a little massage. Whatever feels good. This is also great for allergies or congestion, as you can hear in my voice. So you just rubbing wherever it feels good, right where the skull and the neck meet. There's a whole line of points that run through there, different channels. So just kind of play with that a little bit. Massage. Massage. And then I want to teach us a little vagus nerve reset. So the vagus nerve is one of the largest nerves in the entire body. It's a cranial nerve, and it's responsible for innervating a lot of our organs that allow us to relax and rest and digest. So our parasympathetic nervous system. And it's really great for stress. If you have stress or trauma in your life, which I know a lot of us do all the time. So this is such an easy thing to practice, and I will keep track of the time, hopefully. So what we're going to do is lying on the back, elbows wide, supporting the head and the hands. And all you're going to do is look with your eyeballs. You're not going to turn your head. You're just going to look with your eyeballs to the right. And we're going to hold that for 30 seconds at least. So we're just going to look to the right. Keep relaxing and keep breathing. Just looking with your eyeballs. Breathing. Holding this just for at least 30 seconds. You can hold it a little longer, but 30 seconds is the magic number. And I can't quite see my clock, so I'm maybe taking a little longer to make sure we get it. Yeah, okay, perfect. And then bring your gaze to center and then look to the left. Again, we're not turning our head, we're just looking with our eyeballs. Look to the left. Keep breathing. You might notice a yawn or a sigh. You might feel a wave of relaxation over your body. And that's how we know it's working. Great. And then just gently bring the gaze back up. And now that we're nice and relaxed, we're going to come into our final resting position. So let the arms, you might wiggle the head gently side to side. You might keep the feet where they are. You might extend the legs. You might take a blanket over you or under your knees. Let the palms face up. Draw the shoulders back and down. Open the chest. Fingers curl and relax. Deep breath in through the nose. Let's sigh it out through the mouth one more time. Letting go and relaxing completely. And imagine yourself in your favorite, most relaxing place, whether that's the beach or the mountains or by the ocean, near a meadow, birds singing. Just transport yourself to your final relaxation place. And just allow your body to let go of any tension. Relax your entire body completely. We'll be here for just a moment, a few moments. If you can stay longer, I encourage you to do that. And if you just have the hour today, then when I chime the bell, we'll start to wake ourselves up. So in the meantime, just relax in your favorite place. Relax, relax, relax. And just very slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes to bring awareness back to the body. And as you're ready, slowly make your way over to the right side of your body, coming to a fetal position for a moment. And pause here to let the heart fill with blood and notice any changes between now and the beginning of the practice. You might also recall any intention or dedication you set for your practice. Carry that into the rest of your day. And as you're ready, you're going to slowly use your left hand to push yourself back into a comfortable seated position. Creating an easy pose. nice and tall. And we'll inhale and sweep the arms up together, gather some energy, deep breath in. Bring your hands together, lower them to your heart, and bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. We'll bow to each other. Namaste.